Hey everybody, this is Putt Putt King, and I'm back with this week's story time. And for this week's story time, I'm going to tell you about a time I did something really stupid, and as a consequence, I got a gash on my elbow for it. That's right, a gash. Now this was not recent. This was back in September of 2005 when all the high school graduates of that year, including me, transferred to the high school or to the high transferred to the high school class to the college class. And for the college class, the one who taught it, great guy, very friendly, and he was pretty much welcoming all the new people there with just cook out, get together, play games, have friends, have fun. And before that, there was also a a camping trip coming in mind for the whole college class as well. Well, of course, for his kids too, because I mean, his child was in seventh grade at the time, but of course he was family, so he got to go. But anyway, the point is that we had fun playing games on that Friday night, and then after after it got pretty late, we went home and all of us tried to get some sleep for our camping trip for the weekend. I could not go to sleep that night. I was tossing and turning, and I could just not go to sleep. I ended up with maybe 2 hours of sleep that night, but I was not even tired the next day. I was still I was still wide-eyed and alert and ready for that camping trip. But point of it is that when we got to the point where we were on a boat out on the lake, there were these big rocks in the way. I think it was like rock, I don't know what it was called, like rock quarry or something. And it's like you had to be careful on those rocks because those rocks were like sharp. Though, I mean, one person described it as like rocks with teeth. That's how sharp it was. I tried, to just get as high as I could on there. And there was a couple slippery spots, and I think there was one slippery spot where, I was hoping that I could just, handle it, but I could not. And I end up falling on one. And of course, there's a few people saw me. They're like, "Are you okay?" I tell them, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine." But, you know, But I mean, yeah, I was okay, but I had a huge gash on my elbow now too from doing that stupid thing. And I think a lot of them were saying, I mean, I even know the teacher was saying, like, I think he said his toe was bleeding, maybe touching one of those rocks. Yeah, his toe was bleeding. Um, but also, what I was wondering was that, how bad was the gash going to be on my arm or on my elbow, I should say. And well, I mean, pretty much I didn't let it bother me, and it didn't really bother that much. Still went out on the lake to have fun. Have fun. I mean, did did some like did some like games like I'm not sure like what kind of games it's all. It's like you're holding on to one part of a well, it attaches to the boat and you hold it, and it's like there's a board like right in front of you, or one protecting your stomach. But anyway, the point was is that after we had gotten back on the or off the lake, I should say, after we had gotten off the lake, then I said, what can we do about, the big gash on my arm, and the teacher, his wife was like, well, she's like, we probably got some Neosporin somewhere. She's like, let me get some Neosporin for it, and I'll rub it on your elbow. And so I thought, hopefully, and and of course after that I was just like, thank you, I hope that'll help. And she was like, and his wife was like, oh yeah, I'm sure that will help. I'm sure that will help. I mean, it won't completely go away, but I mean, it will heal up some. I said, but then again, yeah, but for the rest of the camping trip, from Saturday night through Sunday morning, I still had the gash, and I knew it was probably going to be there for a while. And and of course with that, with those rocks and that, how sharp they are, and how one gave me a gash, I've just I've never let that story go and everything. I can still remember it just as it started, probably from me getting a gash from it from doing a very foolish thing. But that is just the way it goes sometimes. But of course, I am not sure. Well, let me just finish off the trip, telling you the trip. We came home Sunday afternoon, and and I am not sure how long the gash lasted. Like I said, this was back in 2005, but I mean, I've never forgotten it and everything. I had a gash, and learned that, but I don't think I'll ever be going back to that rock place again anyway. I wouldn't dare, especially after I slipped on one back in 2005 and got a huge gash on my elbow. But yeah, that's the story of the time I did something very foolish, and in return suffered a consequence by getting a gash on my elbow by falling on one of the rocks, or as one person described it, rocks with teeth. But if you enjoyed this story, then please thumbs up the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that notification bell so you'll never miss another video. And I'll be back next week with another story time. And I want to apologize for not getting this out on Tuesday. The stories usually do come out on Tuesday, but Tuesday I had to do something else special for somebody, so I moved it to Wednesday. So yeah, this video will come out on Wednesday, but I'll be back next Tuesday with another video. And I hope to see you in my lives and my Storytime premieres and my uploads. And hope for you all to have a great week. And I thank you everybody for coming. See you later, everyone. Have a good week.